Hello everyone, welcome back to another Blender video, and in today's video I'm going to be making an effect where it looks like the text is being typed on screen. So here's a small clip of that video. Okay, so now that you've seen the small clip, let me show you how to make it. So we're gonna, of course, start off with a new file. I'm going to remove the cube, and I also am going to remove the light because we do not need it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on Add. I'm going to click, where is it? Text. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to type in my name, so Coder Gamer. And then let me go into object mode again. And what we're going to do, RZ90, and then RY90. And now what we can do, let me right click, and we're going to set origin to center of mass surface. And now I'm just going to sort of move this into the middle. You can tell that it's in the middle when the orange dot here is lined up with the blue line. And what I'm going to do now, if you have a keyboard with a numpad, then you can type, or you can press Control Alt 0 by using 0 on the numpad, and you can get this. But if you don't, the most simple way to do it, we're going to put it back to where it was originally. You just go here, rotation 90, 90, enter. And now that it's in the correct position, or correct rotation, we can just move it. Just like that. And now I can move this here, and I can also move this back. And there we go. So we're going to use this for now. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add, and I'm going to add a plane. Now what I'm going to do, R90, and of course you can't see it because it's like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my text over here, or my plane. Now I'm going to click on my text, and I'm going to go into my modifiers tab, and I'm going to add the modifier shrink wrap. So now what we're going to do, here in snap mode, I'm going to press inside, and then in target, of course, we only have plane. So now what we're going to do, we're going to click on the plane here, and you can see if we move the plane, the text appears. So like, let's say I'm over here, GY, and then you can see that the plane is making the text appear. So you can do inside. If you do outside, then it comes from the other side, like that. But I suggest keeping inside. So now what we're going to do, let's quickly animate this. So in the first keyframe, I'm going to have my plane over here, location, rotation, and scale. And then let's say maybe at the 90th frame, because let me just quickly change this. My FPS is 30 frames per second. So now if I click 90, I can move this to the side here, location, rotation, and scale. And now if we play the video, you can see that it appears. And then we can add 1 more second of waiting time, so 120. And now of course you can see this, it's popping up, but in the rendered view it's going to look like this. So let's add some color. So for our plane here, I'm just going to make it fully black. And then I'm going to click on this globe here, which is world properties. And here where it says color, I'm going to make this black as well. So now everything is black. Now I'm going to click on my text, and for this I'm going to go into shading. So let me just play this so it pops up. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into edit mode. Or actually no, before I go into edit mode, let me convert this to a mesh. And now what I can do, I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to select everything that is encoder, and the new, I'm going to make this like a light green color because of course lime green is one of my favorite colors. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll down to where it says emission strength, and I'm going to change this to, let's say, I think 6.5 is a good number. And then our emission color is going to be a light green, or a dark green is actually better, like that. It's like that dark. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all the faces here. I'm going to make a new slot, and in this slot, the emission, I'm going to make it a dark purple this time. And then 6.5. And then I'm gonna move this up. And our base color is going to be a nice purplish color. And I'm going to assign this. So now let me look at it in layout. Okay, I need to assign it to a few more. So in edit mode, I'm going to select everything here. I'm going to assign it. So now all of that is purple. I'm going to assign everything here. Assign it to everything here. I'm going to assign it to everything here. And I'm going to assign it to everything here. So now everything is purple. And what is going to make this sort of stand out is actually, if we go into render properties, we can click on bloom. And let me see. Yeah. So, okay. Because I'm still in edit mode, is it? Let me see what, oh yeah, because I made it a mesh, it deleted my shrink wrap. So let me just add the shrink wrap again. So shrink wrap's working. Let me go back into shading. And let me change the emission strength. Let me make it more brighter. So that's good. And then we try using bloom again. Yeah, so if you can kind of see that now, that it's sort of glowing. Let's see, we can definitely make it glow a little more. Maybe if we add more. No, we have enough emission strength. Oh no. So if our emission strength is at something like 45.30, then yeah, it all depends on the emission. So if you look at that, we can click on this. Let's change our emission strength to 40 as well, but instead we make it brighter. So now it's actually using that bloom effect. So if we turn it off, it looks like that. But if we add the bloom, it looks cooler. It's something like a, what do you call it? A light up neon sign. So let's just adjust this a little more. make some more light come out of the purple, or less light out of the purple, and then less light out of the green. So I think that looks pretty nice. And now, of course, as you can see, it's going to come onto screen. And one thing you can do, let me go into edit mode. We can extrude that a little. So now if we go into object mode and camera mode, we have this, let me deselect. You can see that cool sort of like laser effect that comes onto the screen. Now we have our basic sort of function down. Now one thing you can do with the plane, so let me go back to the 0th frame. Let's rotate this. So like if you rotate it like that, and then you can see that it comes in a different direction sort of. And then like if you add a keyframe here, rotated it, so it actually comes in a different sort of angle. I think that's really cool for the laser. So you can do that. And now, let's see, that's like 90 frames. And then for the next 30 frames, let me take this. I'll just move this back and rotate it one more time. And then we can change the end to 129, or no, 119. And then let's see how this looks. So it looks okay. I think we can move this a little more. It's like maybe 140. And then our end will be 139. So yeah, I think that looks really nice. And of course you can play around with the extrusion and all that. I think, yeah, this looks really nice. Let me take this off. Yeah. So there is our final product. I think that looks like extremely good. And so that was the simple trick to make it sort of look like someone's typing on screen. And if you want, there's a few more things you can do to make it actually look like someone's typing on screen. So for example, let me just remove all the keyframes. And what I'm going to do, maybe like at the 10th keyframe, let me see. So I'm actually going to rotate this, make it look normal again. So maybe at the 10th keyframe, I'm going to have it over here. And then like at the maybe 15th keyframe, we're going to keep it there. And then at the 30th keyframe, we're going to move it. So let's see this. Actually, no. Let's just keep it consistent for every 10 frames. So like if you add something like this, it makes like a cool typing on screen effect. So let's see this. Maybe not. If we have maybe like a few more spaces, but you get the general idea. So I think this is a really cool sort of text appearance if you're making small videos with text. And actually, maybe let me add one more thing to this small project. So let me see it here. I'm gonna move Coder Gamer up, and what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add some text and RZ90 or Y90. And now let me go here, camera view. I'm gonna take the text, we're gonna move it down. And then in edit mode, let's see, what should I write? Maybe like text effect, maybe text space effect. And then in another view, actually, let me get out of rendered view. I want to see this. Yeah. So I wrote it the wrong way, like I usually do. So text effect, and then let's just add a space before text. Or actually just no. And then, of course, I want to set origin to center of mass. And then let me just scale this down. It's like that much. And then let me rename this. Text effect. And then I think we should name this Coder Gamer. Coder Gamer. And then what we're going to do with text effect, I'm going to add a secondary plane. So Control C, Control V. And now we have a second plane. So what I'm going to do with this plane, and I'm just going to make it smaller, but instead this text, I'm going to add the modifier, shrink wrap, inside, and then plane 001. So now if I take this plane, it's going to move it. Now you can see that it comes on screen, but what I think is sort of easier, let me add this back to like 140. And then let me duplicate this keyframe, add it until 120. And then during this sort of time frame, I'll have the second one show up. No, sorry. Let me just remove all the keyframes here because this is our second plane. What I'm going to do here, G160, let's say, I'm going to Control C, Control V. Actually, no, let me duplicate this, which is also, I think, Control D. So if you want to use that, you can do that. So 160. So this stays here. And now what I can do, 90, at 90, R, move it down. And then text effect will appear. So at 90, and then I think it's 120. I can move this here. And then back at 160. So let's play this. So my name appears, text effect, and then everything disappears. Could probably give a little more space, so move this to 420 or 140. And then let's see, is this ending? Yeah. So our end is going to be 180. So yeah, I think this turned out really good, and of course I actually still do need to add my coloring for my text effect. So let me just quickly do that. Material, base color, let's make this orange because I like orange as well. Orange is my next favorite color. And then our emission strength is going to be like 45, I think. And then we can change this to a bright orangish color. Okay, yeah, that's a little too much, so we can make that darker. But yeah, I think this is really good. So I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next Coder Gamer sort of Blender video.